right, hello everybody. Sorry for the coming in late, but better late than never. I'm Joel, the DM here with Torn from the Pages, otherwise known as Midlife Dices. And tonight we have Taanyth, played by Jeb. There he is. And we have Mnemosyne, played by May. And Fen, played by... Just... Every time I figure your name. That's like 3 times now.
Ugh, horrible.
Sorry.
Disrespect.
Yeah, the name Midlife Dices is I come by it honestly. That's where my brain is at. So we are going to just jump right in. I'll just say this. Last episode, this group had some trouble and resulted in the death of 2 of the adventurers, Mnemosyne and Taanyth. However, fortunately, they were able to get back to Candlekeep, where they were revived. It has been a few days that they've been in Candlekeep. And why don't you tell us, what have you been up to in Candlekeep? What has your character been up to in Candlekeep for the last few days?
Nem probably been assigned work when she was on her feet again, and then promptly ignored said work, and can be found somewhere in the stacks with a cart of books she's supposed to be putting away, and instead is reading them.
Okay. And what about Fen?
Fen, he does not have his heart in literature. He spent his time kind of wandering the grounds around the keep. He might occupy himself with a pipe or conversing with whoever is willing to give him the time. But most of the time he'll just kind of contemplate the gravity of the last session, kind of trying to see how he can better himself for next time, instead of maybe being too brash or letting the group down somehow. He feels maybe perhaps even a little guilty. But he's been contemplating and trying to keep himself and the others in good spirits despite that.
Okay. And what about Taanyth?
I would go back to trying to find books about Faerun Isengard, I think his name was, the half elf, half dwarf archmage that I found out existed. I'm very excited about learning more about him and just finding my identity kind of through him. But also I've got a newfound interest in reading up about, let's say, resurrection and coming back from the dead, or even fate, right? Because as far as Taanyth is concerned, what happened to us was, it wasn't just luck, it was fate. He's convinced we should have died, and we didn't, because somebody up there, by the gods, they're watching over us, probably because they had plans for us.
Okay, very nice. And so the 3 of you find yourself in the stacks at Candlekeep. And here we have Mnemosyne in the bottom left corner, and Taanyth kind of in the middle. Fen is gazing out of a window. There is another sage at the table there on the left. And it's, as you can see, a bright, sunny day. The sunlight is pouring in through the windows, the tall windows. You can see the dust throughout the stacks and the books kind of fluttering in the air above you. And it's quite quiet. Shh. Quiet. Guys, making too much noise. So it's quite quiet in the library as you sift through. You can hear pages turning from far away as they echo through that through this giant room. As you are, busying yourself by looking through books, it's avoiding work, Mnemosyne, and daydreaming, Fen. Without warning, the gentleman on the left, I guess it could be just a commoner, right? If he's brought a book. He yells with terror as from his book leaps a creature that stands up on his desk or on the table and just and it goes to claw at him. It leaps out through the book. You see it through the Taanyth and Mnemosyne. You see it out of your peripheral vision. It leaps out from the book and it attacks this person, and claws come out. What do you do?
I immediately get roused from my daydream, and I run straight for the monster, wondering if I actually have my my trusty quarterstaff with me or not.
Oh, that's a good question. Would you have it with you in a library?
I don't think I would.
Probably not. Hey?
Kind of bare knuckles this thing.
Yeah. So I kind of pat myself and I realize I don't have it, but I still charge in and run at him.
Okay. What about Taanyth and Mnemosyne?
Panic back away slowly. Doesn't notice me.
Okay.
I think if I probably don't have my weapon with me, but this person looks like they need help, so I would probably get ready to cast a spell.
Okay, so why don't we roll for initiative, and let's see. Okay.
Oh.
21.
Oh, nice. 21.
I got 18.
18, okay. And what did Taanyth end up with? He said, oh.
1, I think. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Janet.
Okay, so Fen, Mnemosyne.
Because I don't think I add anything to that, right? Just my dex mod, which is 0?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fen, you are... It kind of makes sense that you get to go first. You were leaping into action, so go ahead and do so.
I can move up to... My speed is 25, so I go 5, 10, 15, 20. I can get that far on my first turn.
You can also dash.
That's true. That's true. I never used dash.
Well, it's high
So
time.
that's... Oops. Yeah, let's do it.
Trying something new.
There, I position myself at least between it and Mnemosyne.
Okay. Right now, it's very much, it's up on the table, and you can see that its claws has drawn blood from this commoner that is on the, he's kind of hanging back and reeling in pain right now. Mnemosyne, you are next.
Okay, well, he sees Fen, full tilt, charge in, no plan, let's go. And she feels a little obligated to like help Fen since he saved her life. So I guess she's just gonna like hold the book she was reading to her chest and like point and like close her eyes and give her. We're gonna go for a ray of frost.
Okay.
So I gotta roll a d20 and
Ray
see if
Frost is a ranged attack. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, I got a 4, so no, it doesn't hit, and I also don't get a surge. So
Okay. Yeah. So you're without really, because you were a little bit scared to do so from your description. Your ray of frost kind of blasts off into and hits some concrete instead around the window. The creature goes again, and it goes in to bite at the person at the table, and you can see it just, almost like a feral beast. It's got these long ears, very gray skin. It's not a regular looking creature by any means, not one that you've seen out in the wild before. But it does attack. It bites down on this person's neck, and he lets out an enormous yelp as the creature attacks him. Taanyth, go ahead.
Okay, so I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess I'll go right here. I probably have a good clean shot from here.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay. I will try to shoot, like I'm going to cast Firebolt at that monster.
Okay.
So I make an attack roll. I almost rolled another nat 1, and then it flipped over to a 13. So 13 plus 5, I think, would be my attack bonus. So 18.
Okay, so it hits. Go ahead and let me know how much damage did that do.
Okay, I rolled 7 on the d10. Sorry, do I add anything to Firebolt, or is it just...
Don't think so. It would tell you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. 7. So the fire hits the creature, and it you can see that it singes its skin, but it kind of turns around and it does not seem as hurt as you would think it would be.
Oh.
In doing
Leave him alone.
In doing so, in getting the attention of this creature, it lunges for Taanyth.
Oh no. Where did we leave our weapons? Am I wearing armor or anything?
I don't think you would be. That's true. You wouldn't be. So your AC would be 10 plus your dexterity bonus.
10.
Okay, so I think it manages to hit you. Yes, it does, with its claws. And it does 5 damage.
Ouch.
It claws that Taanyth. Fen, you are next. You hear... Oh, no, you could see it.
Yeah.
The person at the table is now slumped over, and there's significant amounts of blood there.
Okay. I would, as I run towards the creature, and before I pass the bookcase, I kind of yell to Mnemosyne to go see if that man is okay, as I go up to the creature, and without any real weapon, I just grapple it. Attempt to grapple.
Okay, so that would be like a strength contest.
I roll it's a 19 with my strength.
Oh, you definitely, yeah. You've grappled it. It's a fairly small creature. It'd be even a little bit smaller than Fen.
Good, because yeah, I can only grapple one size above me,
But
which would
as
be a
as you've got your arms around it, it's just, flailing around and trying to turn around with his neck and trying to bite at you. Its claws, it's even scratching itself a little bit as you try and as it is trying to attack you. Mnemosyne, it is your turn next.
Okay, well, I've been instructed to help this dude, so I guess I'm gonna go over and ew, 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 there's blood everywhere. Gross, gross, gross. But I'm gonna try and, is he conscious? One.
No, he's not.
Well, shit. Should I make a medicine check then? So I can try and staunch the bleeding so he doesn't bleed out and die? I've read Grey's Anatomy, the old Grey's Anatomy, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's a particularly thick parchment on the table. You might be able to use it to wrap the wounds.
Looks like from his sword he's got a hood. I'll just
stuck to him.
over there. Gross,
If
gross,
we
gross.
can kill this creature, I can make sure he doesn't die. Remember, I am a cleric.
Okay.
You remember now.
I remember now.
Sacred flame at your
Yeah.
disposal. Yeah, okay, I'll try and just stabilize him.
Okay.
Pray for me. Wisdom was my dump stat. Alright, here we go. 11?
11, you managed to do it.
Thank
Oh,
God.
good work.
Yeah, you
I did
managed
it.
to apply whatever it is you've got on you that you're able to. You can hear him start to very faintly, but he is breathing. And you've quickly covered up some wounds and put pressure on them, etc. But the creature goes next. It's gonna try and escape your grapple. Oh, no, even better. Sorry. It isn't going to try and escape your grapple. Instead, it starts to let out this green-gray gas that kind of emits from itself, not any particular area of itself, but just kind of from its whole being. This gas.
A whole body
starts
fart.
Yeah,
Great.
this gas kind of is, and it smells horrible. Taanyth and Fen need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Uh-oh, I rolled a 9. And what do I add to that? Just my constitution?
You should have a Constitution
A
saving throw. Would be
Yeah, there's a little box with saving throws.
yeah.
Mine is 15.
Okay.
So I think I got 11 then.
Okay, so both you make it. You manage to kind of plug your nose and even squint your eyes a little bit to. You can feel that it kind of burns at the tips of your nostrils, etc. This cloud of gas coming from this creature. As you are fighting that creature, from the stacks behind Taanyth, you hear another creature kind of flop onto the floor. This big thump as it lands onto the floor behind Taanyth. And from another book, where is this one? Let's put this one here. You hear another creature kind of skittering from the books, etc. As they once again seem to appear from a book on the shelf.
Oh, no.
It is Taanyth's turn, though.
A TPK again, you guys. It's fine.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as a 5-foot step in this game again, right? I have to provoke from this guy if I...
You can disengage. Well, that's your action. But you're not a rogue.
Yes,
And that doesn't afford you an attack opportunity.
correct.
Okay, I think I'm just going to try to hit him with a spell. So I guess I'll get an attack on me. But it's the right thing to do. I have to try to kill this thing as quickly as possible. So he
You
can.
do get advantage because he is restrained.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't make an attack roll. I think he makes a saving throw.
Okay. But the one thing, not that the DM should be telling you what to do, he is restrained right now. He wouldn't be able to make an opportunity attack on you.
Oh yeah, perfect.
As far as
Then
what
guess-
did the rest of you?
Well, what's that thing behind me? Is that another monster?
It is something that has appeared from the.
Somehow missed
Books.
that. Oh no. How far away is our equipment?
It's back in your room you've been staying in.
Okay, well, I guess I'll move here, and then I will cast Sacred Flame on that new monster that new thing that just showed up.
Okay, Sacred Flame is a dexterity saving
Yeah,
throw.
he makes a dexterity saving throw.
And I'm pretty sure he fails. I rolled a 9.
Okay, yep. So the DC is 13. So he's going to take 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant. Okay, so yeah, when this ball of holy flame erupts from you and hits it, and it lets out this horrific kind of gargling. It's still alive though, sir. Was that too loud, May?
No.
I
Going,
just saw you. Okay.
So radiant damage seemed to be much more effective than fire damage.
Yeah, and it definitely is cowering from the power, the holiness of it.
Okay.
Okay, Fen, you have this thing restrained right now. It is struggling.
I don't need to maintain my grapple unless he's making a contest on his move. So I can make an unarmed attack, and that's just 1 damage if I succeed on the hit. I feel
It's 1d4 plus your strength.
Oh, okay. So I'll
Anybody
I'll
get
roll
an
it.
advantage on it.
Yeah. So I'll roll it. I got it. Nat 20.
noise.
Oh yeah, so you get 4 plus a roll plus your strength.
4. Ooh. 8.
That's how I like
I got
to do
10.
it. 10. Okay, it's still alive. But yeah, but it's you definitely have got it. You've heard some bones crack in it, and it lets out some hellish yelps of pain. As you
Okay, cool.
did that to it. Mnemosyne, you've got the commoner stabilized now.
Okay, so I can ditch him.
Yeah.
You good? Okay. Right. So Fen, you've got one. Taanyth, you've got the other. Guess the other one's up to me. I'm gonna bring out the big guns. I'm gonna try Witch Bolt.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Make a ranged spell attack. Okay, I got a 13.
Okay, that hits. You.
Ah!
Yes.
Okay, so then I do 1d12 lightning damage. In which I go 9.
9, and that creature just you zap it with electricity, and as soon as it gets hit, it just explodes from the and yeah, it's not there anymore.
She has one hand on the guy's neck, and she just points and explodes. She's like, "Holy shit!"
I should do that more often.
Yeah.
Okay, Then we go to the creatures. This it's going to try and attack you. It's getting desperate, Fen. It's going to do so at disadvantage. And it definitely fails. You can hear, even as it's trying to turn around to bite you, that even more bones are cracking, etc. And it's, one arm has gone limp. It's not doing very well. The other creature starts to climb onto the bookshelves. Climbs about 10 feet. Let me just double check how fast it can move. Climbs onto the bookshelf and over to the other side. And all the while as doing it, that one was hit by Taanyth, and it's and so we go to Taanyth.
Okay, now I'm going to turn around and try to cast Sacred Flame on that one that is in melee with Fen.
Okay. And that would be a dexterity saving throw on its part.
Yep, dexterity saving throw, DC 13.
And it fails.
Okay,
Nice.
I'll roll the D8. 1 radiant damage.
And once again, it lets out this shriek of pain. But it's still alive. It's kind of... Fen, you can feel that it's very weakly, kind of barely hanging on. But it's still fighting for its life. Fen,
Almost
it's your turn.
I say, okay, I'm going to put this guy out of his misery. And I roll my attack dice. 7. Ooh, I only rolled a 9.
Okay, you don't manage to do anything to it. It's almost feeling a bit rubbery in your arms right now.
Gross.
Mnemosyne.
Okay. Well, I don't think I saw the gross one, right? The one that Taanyth was going after?
No, I don't think.
No. Okay, so all I see is the one in Fen's arms, which is now dead. 'Cause you did the
No, it's still
Okay.
hanging on.
just barely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to hurt Fen. Well, I'm just gonna gently said the guy, "Okay, you stayed there. don't die." I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna touch the bad guy and shocking grasp. It's an attack, right? Why don't I know my spells? Melee spell attack. Well, I got an 11.
Well,
Do I get
that's
advantage?
Good.
These
That's
are
good
spells?
enough.
Nice.
Huzzah! We'll zap him. Oh god, this isn't gonna zap Fen. Oh, sorry, Fen. Sorry if it does. It's happening now. 8.
8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Fen's hair kind of, stands up. All the hairs on his arm stand up on end, and he can feel the surge of electricity coming from Mnemosyne and through this creature, and the creature falls limp in Fen's arms. The other creature that was running off continues to run off, and it kind of hides, jumping through some stacks and hiding, and you can hear it kind of flumping away. As it goes away. So this creature is down.
Okay, I rush to the person who was injured. How did they look?
Sacred flame.
He's stable, but
Had to check
the
to make
best
sure
cleric.
if he was evil. Yeah.
and yeah, his head is on the table. May managed to wrap up his wounds, etc., so he didn't bleed anymore. But you see, there's quite a lot of blood that he lost. And
Cure wounds. Let me see how that works, because I'm a cleric who feels like I've never cast a spell before. Hopefully I roll good. I rolled a 5, so 8. He gets 8 hit points back.
okay. All right, so he. Oh, thank you so much. You have saved me.
What was that thing?
I do not know. Some sort of fiend. A creature from the depths. What did you see?
What book were you reading? It seemed like it came right out of your book.
It did come out of this book. But this is just, it's a fairly new book that they got in, and I thought I just took it out. I've taken out dozens of books before to study. I don't know.
How many other new books were there? A similar creature, even more disgusting, appeared from another book somewhere in the library and tried to flank us.
Well, I suppose you'd have to speak to one of the avowed or one of the sages. I am just a commoner come here to study. I'm very thankful, adventurers, for saving me.
Fen kind of looks at the position of the other, where the other two were, and he kind of suggests that maybe he didn't cause it. It was just coincidental that one of them happened to come out of his book, but it happened in other books, and he wasn't by them.
It's a very good point, Fen.
This is the first time this has happened. I've never witnessed things come out of the books. Usually it's me that's causing damage, so...
Well, I don't know. Maybe
You did this.
Me, what? No?
maybe
Did
this
anything
whole
catch fire? Then no, it wasn't me.
maybe this whole time you were preventing this from happening, and I don't know. Ever since you've kind of met us, some kind of catalyst has happened to start these reactions.
Nah, so it's your fault.
It's our shared fate, let's call it.
What?
It'll make sense eventually.
Fen kind of like
Did you just? It'll make sense when you're older, me.
I said it'll make sense eventually, and I meant to all of us, not to you specifically. The way the gods work is in mysterious ways, but eventually, to our mortal minds, I believe this will all make sense. We'll understand it when we're meant to.
Fen kind of like puts his hands in his pockets and taps the dead thing with his foot and says, should we inform anybody? Tell someone? I'm sure people would be interested.
I mean, yeah, we should probably go see. Not Obadiah. What's his name?
Obayed.
Obayed.
Yeah,
Sorry about
We
making that.
can just call him Obadiah from now on.
That guy.
Yeah.
Sir, what was your name?
My name is Rosen, but I have just come here to study. I took this book out like I would any other book.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to take this book from you. I hope you don't mind, since it tried to kill you.
Sure, yeah, it's a good idea. It's okay. So you take the book,
Yeah.
and what do you all do?
Dennis, did you see the other book that the other one came out of?
No, I was going to say let's go look at the bookshelf and see if there's a book that looks different than the rest. I don't know if it's going to be covered in ectoplasm or if it flew off the bookshelf of its own accord, but let's go take a look.
Okay. I will head over there.
Okay, so you go to look at, you look through the stacks, in Mnemosyne, you being very familiar with the books in the books of Candlekeep, you do notice as your hand kind of goes across the spines that one of the books feels a little bit even hot to the touch.
Found it. Pull it out. I'm a tiefling, so
That's not the book. It's the one next to it. No, just kidding.
Oh, shut up.
Fooled you.
Haha.
It's a trap.
Okay, so you find that one book there, yeah.
Is there anything in common with both of these books? Do they have similar titles? Similar? Were they printed in a similar year? Similar author?
No, one of them is. Let me just double check. One of the books is called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions.
Which one was that?
That's the book that the gentleman had at the table.
Okay. Mighty Transgressions? Is that?
Yes. Digressions.
Digressions. Okay.
And then Mnemosyne, the one that you found, is a book called The Dark Hunger.
Sounds smutty.
Or it could be about eating.
You were
things,
familiar with that one.
Yeah. Could be about eating things that are burnt.
Delicious.
It was hot to the touch.
Okay, so the titles obviously don't have anything to do with each other.
Or
Do the books look similar in any way?
Well, you're standing. There you go. Mnemosyne is next to you now. No, they do not. There's nothing about them that looks like they're part of a set or anything like that.
The author's name? Are they the same?
Nope,
Or
they're
any
not.
relation? Publishing year, publishing house. Just kidding.
Take these books to Obed High, whatever his name, and see if he can. We definitely need to tell him about this.
Yeah. You might know a way.
Fen pipes up. His name is Obayad.
Get her right.
As he
says
wanders
Fen.
over and looks, Fen casually looks around to see if it's obvious if he can tell what book might have been where the third one came from.
Yes, you do see one book had fallen over on the shelf and was open. A few of the pages were torn and even a little bit singed on the edges.
I pick it up and I look at it.
Okay.
Do the books have individual letters on the spines?
No, they do not. You're
Worth
yeah,
a
maybe you're in like the Matrix of Vestandia's mansion.
We never left.
Yeah. Maybe this is the afterlife for you, is that you're trapped
Oh
in a
God.
This is purgatory.
How am I here? I suppose I did die too. I don't know.
You did. Yeah. And that
went
would
unconscious at the
explain
very
why
least.
Artemisia is not here.
So
Went to the
what do I read
bad
the
place.
third book as? Is it legible? It was a bit burnt.
On the spine it is Fallen Tethiamar.
Wow.
Don't worry about that second word.
Interesting.
Well, I can't see any connection to these books in any way. The titles all seem unconnected. The author's unconnected. Even the construction style of the books don't seem to be very similar.
Mnemosyne, go ahead and roll a history.
They weren't even in the same sections, right? They were in different sections of the library.
Nat 20.
Whoa, Mnemosyne. When you see these three books gathered, you realize that these are books that came in not too long ago, and that they came in as a set of three. They're not connected in any way, but they they all came in on the same day, and you being one of the pages at the library would have seen it and put it away as it came in.
So the same merchant sold these to the library, or at least the same person donated these?
Yeah, or they arrived at the same day. That's what you know for sure.
I would know who would have like cataloged them, right? So we can probably track where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There should be some kind of manifest.
Yeah.
Yes, we must find our manifest destiny.
Good word.
Our ledger.
Ledger, that's a good word, yeah.
So, okay, we got to find Obayad and person who is. Would that be Obayad, or is it a different person?
No, that's just another.
Some other dude.
Yeah, that's his name. Some other dude.
We need to find some other dude.
Yeah. He's got apostrophes,
Yeah.
put and hyphens there and down.
Umlauts.
He's some of their dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you some other dude? No, I'm that other guy. Some other dude is over there.
And he's on first.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's cool now, right? Like we can.
Yeah, he stands up and Taanyth definitely helped him out with the heal. Good job there, cleric. And so he starts walking away. Yes, please report those books, and I do hope that you find some answers.
As do we.
I just know I'm going to get blamed for this. Let's
We'll
go.
vouch for you. You had nothing to do with this. And plus, we're going to figure out who did.
Yeah, now this becomes an adventure to clear my name. I don't think All right, let's go find people.
Okay.
Show us the way.
Mnemosyne would know where to go for sure, right?
Yeah.
So, Mnemosyne, you start to lead the group wandering through the stacks, and you find the person in charge of cataloging books. Just to make it, I don't have a name for this. Let's think. I should have like a bank of NPCs.
Just pull up fantasy name generator.
Yeah, sure. Find me a name.
His name is Philibert.
Philibert. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You come to Philibert, he's got stacks of books everywhere, loose pages, etc. all over the place. A monocle as he's flipping through some new books. Yes, just put the books down on the desk and I will get to them. He's not paying attention to whatsoever.
Do we have the books with us, guys? We brought them.
We
I
brought
have
them.
the one that I found in my head, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Philibert is a little bit scary, so I try to avoid him. He just gives me books and then I bring them away, and then I've been reprimanded by him a lot. So I'll put the books down, and Philibert, there's a problem with these books.
You again? Oh, you caused it. Backed up to no good again. You just slammed the books down so hard. Just leave them there, and I will take care of them.
Philibert, we need to know where these books came from. One of the patrons is very displeased. There's been a complaint.
What kind of complaint?
Well, you see, the books attacked him.
Attacked?
Yep.
A book, and he, at that moment, his monocle kind of falls out of his eye, and he actually makes eye contact with you.
Nope, don't like that.
He's got arthritic hands, and a book attacked.
There was another patron in the library who can confirm this if you don't trust us.
Yeah, what he said.
He looks at Mnemosyne. You are a troublemaker, but I've not known you to be a liar. We should speak to Sage Obayed about this. Take the books to him.
We will. Do you have the name of the supplier?
Well, yes. These 3 books were brought in a couple of weeks ago. They've been on the shelf for most of that time, but one was brought in by Yalarion. Try writing that one down.
Yalarion.
Yeah. And a much easier name. And the other book was brought in by Valor.
Valor. Yalarion and Valor.
You might be able to find
Yalarion.
them in the library here, and they have been here for quite some time. But I would also speak to Obayed about this.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we will do that. Also, before we go, you should know that up on the 3rd floor, I left my book cart and it fell over, and there's books everywhere, and it's a real mess. And also, I hit the window with a ray of frost, and you should probably get someone like Peter to go clean it up. Okay, bye. Hustles off the book.
Yeah, not my problem.
Mnemosyne.
He goes right way back to sorting through books, etc. Okay, so. Do you have the books with you? I think he told you to take the books.
Yeah,
you,
he
no?
just like slid them off the counter.
Yep.
Bye.
You would know where to find Obayed.
Yes, because I know where he's at all times to avoid him.
Yes, you know his daily patterns of when he goes in and out of his study, etc. And you know that around now, this time of day, he's usually in his study.
Okay, we'll go there then.
Okay. You go to Obayed's study, and he's at his desk. Oh, it is so good to see you adventurers once again, and that you've recovered so well from your mishap back in the mansion. But you seem troubled. What is the matter?
I'll hand the books to Taanyth. You take this one. Just like stands in the back.
A creature came out of each of these books. One almost killed another patron in the reading room. We were trying to see what the connection was, but Mnemosyne knows that all 3 of these books were part of the same delivery.
Yes, indeed they were. They were brought in by 2 different people. A knight from Cormyr named Valor, and an acolyte. Yelrion High Scroll brought those in. They are in the library somewhere, and might you might be able to find them still to speak to them.
They're still here?
Yes, just as yourselves have found a place to stay and to study, especially as the 2 of you recover from being dead.
Remind me. Triggered.
Sorry, from being not alive.
Being unalive.
Yeah, is that better? That's better for you? And so they have come here to study just as you have. You would be able to find Yelron reading books, always looking for information about the god of knowledge, Ogma, and Mnemosyne. You know where those books are located. That is where Yelrion spends most of the time. Valor, well, she is helping with the various chores, reshingling the roof during the day, but she paces out in the court at night. You might find her there.
Okay, well, I know where those books are, so we can go there first, team.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Cool. And nothing else bad happened. Bye. Bye. We'll see you later. Yep.
I keep thinking.
He knows that look.
Keep thinking what could have happened here, and at first I was thinking this was some kind of assassination attempt, but that doesn't make any sense because the monsters that came out of the book just seem to attack almost a random person in a library. It wouldn't be a very good way to assassinate a particular individual. And second of all, these people are still around Candlekeep. Surely would-be assassins would have fled long before anyone was suspicious. Very curious to see what we figure out in our investigation.
Yeah, something definitely freaky is happening.
Okay, so you make your way to the books, the section of the followers of Agma. And sure enough, you see, a young adult, human, relaxed, studying some books, feet up on the desk. Not something you normally see. Usually people in Candlekeep are quite formal and careful, but got their feet up on the table, etc. And looking at books.
I suppose I go up to her, right? Ilarion? I don't know.
It uses the pronoun they, so we'll stick with that.
Ah. I go up to them and I say, "This your book?" And
Yes, it
I
is.
plop it in front of them.
Well, yeah, it makes a big thump. Dust kind of plumes out from the edges of the book there. Yes, I did bring the book, but is there a problem with it?
It almost killed someone.
It did?
Fen kind of reads the face of this person and their surprise. Can I try to see if they're being honest in their reaction, like if they're being maybe deceptive?
Yeah, so
Can
go ahead
I,
and roll insight.
That's a 5.
Yeah, you get no sense of any kind of deception whatsoever. In fact, they look very concerned. They're kind of looking at the book and, yes, I noticed the singe marks, and that is strange. I bought the book at a market down in the city in Baldur's Gate, and I brought it in as entry into Candlekeep here. It is very concerning that something else has happened with it.
You bought this at a market in Baldur's Gate? Who did you buy it from? A certain vendor?
Yeah, it was in the market at a stall. The stall was far in the back corner. It had something, the name had something with the word Dune in the name. I apologize, I cannot remember the name clearly, but I do recall buying it at that stall.
Was it around any other establishments? Just so we can find it again. We might have to pay them a visit.
The market is set up and torn down, as markets often are. But that is where I found it. It was deep in one of the corners of the area. And I apologize that I can't remember the whole name, but is it something with the word dune?
Dune like a sand dune?
Yes, like a sand dune. That is true.
Do you remember the person who sold it to you? Like, what did they look like?
Somewhat dour and a little bit cold of a personality for sure, but I was happy to have come across a book so unique. I knew that it would gain me entry into Candlekeep.
I mean, was the person a human? Was he
Oh,
like this
yes,
guy with
yes.
little?
No, yes, it was an older woman, human, a little bit of a scowl on her face, I would say. I would suspect a merchant to be happier when you buy one of their wares, but there was very little emotion. If anything, a little bit of aggression.
Was she selling anything else? Or was it just like gold books?
Books, many books,
Just lots of books.
lots of.
Why did you buy these 3 out of curiosity?
Well, I knew that this was a. I had done some research, and I knew that this was a book that that Candlekeep that they were looking for, and so I came across it and brought it here.
Why 3 books and not just one?
Oh, I just brought the one. Those other two, they look at them, and I'm not familiar with those other 2 books.
And you knew that Candlekeep was looking for these specific books, like it was on a kind of wish list of books that they were looking for.
Well, yes, Candlekeep is always looking for unique books. And have you ever heard of a book called Masfrost's Mighty Digression? I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's not like you got this book because you knew Candlekeep was looking for this book. It was just that it was unique.
yes, yes, of course.
Okay.
I knew that in order to gain entry into Candlekeep, you need to bring a book. And
Interesting.
yes, as I'm sure you would have brought something in.
Well, I think we had one page.
Like,
You still
Yes, we
have
did. Yes,
two-
yes, yes. Of course we did.
One page is all I gotta do next time.
I am the page. Get it? Some of the work is a page.
Oh,
Wow.
no. Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry.
So Fen kind of makes an aside with the others, and not that he's wants to keep anything secret. He's just like kind of communing with a group, and says, "What do you think we'll find when we talk to the other one? Do you think they would have got the book from the same place?"
I mean, I'm no expert at things jumping out of books, but I'm going to assume there's going to be a pattern. Right? Like,
We could just take the 3 books that we have. I don't know if we need to confirm it with the other person, but we can bring those 3 books to this dour looking fellow at the market and see what he thinks about the 3 books.
It's not a bad plan.
you want you want me to go? Wait, you want me to leave the library again?
Yes, but this time we have more experience.
Yeah, experience dying. It's not something I'd like
You're
to
the one who
experience
has the
again.
experience with the books. I'm
I-
just a guy with a stick. And I don't even have my stick with me right now.
Yeah, it didn't seem to hold you back earlier. I don't.
The gods saw reason to bring us both back, Mnemosyne, and I think that they have something planned for both of us.
We'll get you back before midnight, Pumpkin.
Are we going to transition into a Cinderella D&D module?
Apparently, Cinderella exists enough for Fen to make a joke about it.
That's right.
That is good play.
Good gourd.
Oh god. Okay, well maybe. Well, no, I can't even say that. I was going to say maybe like going into like the real world versus going into whatever weird pocket dimension the mansion was in would be safer. But like we're in the real world right now and we just got attacked. So like, who knows? Okay, we will go. I will help, but I don't. That's it. I'm going to the market and I'm nowhere else. Then we're coming back here with the books.
It's a market. What's
yeah.
a market? It's a place where people go all the time. Your grandma goes there.
I don't have a
It's a
grandma.
market.
I don't have
not right.
parents.
I
have
can't
the
be
library.
right.
Let's agree that we're going to stay on this plane of existence for at least another ride before we consider going to some other plane of existence, because that was a little trippy.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that. I like to read about those things. I don't like to experience them myself.
Oh, now you have the experience to write a book about it. How many people can write a book about coming back from the other side?
Yeah, there and back again.
That would be a great way to impress all the people around here who always called you a troublemaker. I bet they never suspected that you'd be one of the authors of one of the fine books in this place.
You think I should write an adventure book?
Or even just about coming back from death. Not too many of us can boast that on our resume.
I mean, I don't know what your experience was like, but mine was pretty boring. It was just kind of nothing. And then I woke up.
It wasn't even a big white room. It was a lukewarm bath.
Void. Yeah. That would be a very short book.
Well, you could get a little creative. I mean, who's going to be able to call you out on
it? Yeah, that's true. All right, fine. I will go, but I'm not happy about it. And I'm nervous, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't have a ton of control over my powers yet, so if I explode something, that's on you guys. So you probably
know. I'll take that responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've Yellerion, is concerned, but kind of eyeing the books at their table, and they're a little bit like, wanting to go back to reading, but not wanting to be rude. And do you have any other questions, or,
Nope, we're going on an adventure.
Okay.
And I kind of start just walking out the door.
Right.
And this time, I promise to remember I'm a cleric.
And you have more than one spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you leave the main library building. You enter a courtyard. It is dusk, etc. The building off to your right is the building that you've been staying in, where your stuff would be. But you do see a fairly formidable tiefling knight standing kind of pacing in the courtyard and smoking a pipe.
Was that the other guy? They said he'd be in the courtyard.
Mm-hmm. They said there was a knight and forget the other description.
We've talked to the other one, so this must be the knight.
Yep. Let's show them the books.
Yeah, I suppose if he's on the way I start a conversation with him saying, "That's a mighty fine pipe. It has some nice designs. Where did you get that one?"
Yes. Cormier. Cormier. They make fine pipes. But
That's
I'm in no mood to talk.
Perhaps you're in a mood to read, I say as I pull out the book and show him.
Why do you bring the book? Are you allowed to leave the library with the books?
This book almost killed somebody, and you delivered it. As far as I'm concerned, there's a increasing amount of evidence that makes it look like you attempted to assassinate somebody. But we're willing to let you explain yourself.
I do not need to explain myself to you.
Sounds like assassin talk to me.
I've been here for days. I have gained the trust of the avowed and the sages. I have come here to work, to study. Now, I do not have time to speak such idle chit-chat. And I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to leave the library with books. So,
These books are now evidence.
any one of you who wants to talk to this person, go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Let's see how.
I turn to the group and I kind of feel huffed by his lack of friendliness to the start of my conversation. So I just kind of turn to the group and say, "This guy's a big old bag of dicks," and and I say, "I think we have all the information we need to just test the waters. If we need to look around further in that market, maybe there's other book dealers, but we can at least interrogate our one source we have so far."
Yeah, he's scary. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even look back at you as he walks away and smokes his pipe. And
Is this guy a purple dragon knight?
Well, you could ask.
I'll ask him if he's a purple dragon knight. You seem to have the demeanor.
Yes, I am, but it does not mean that I have time to speak to you just because you can identify from where I've come.
I'm already on my way. I'm walking away, and I say, "More like purple dildo night, bag of dicks," and I keep going.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
And yeah, he doesn't even acknowledge Fen as Fen kind of badmouths him as he walks away. Do you go to where your gear is that first, or what do you do? The Baldur's Gate, the city of Baldur's Gate is not, it's not just down the hill. It's a travel of a couple days.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
trying to remember
Taking my things.
Because Candlekeep's pretty far south on the Sword Coast. It's almost like close to Am, right? So you go north of Candlekeep. Is Baldur's Gate the next major city north, and then Waterdeep is further north of that, and then Neverwinter's Night?
Yeah.
Or Neverwinter, yeah.
Correct.
And then Luskin. Okay.
You know more about this than I do, so I'm just going to say, yep.
You betcha.
Sorry. Sometimes I get Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate like mixed up, which place they are on the map. I just wasn't sure how far away Baldur's Gate was. Like the next major city or two major cities away.
Right. Yeah, so you go and gather, I'm guessing you gather your armor and your weapons, then your supplies, etc. But you know that this is this journey is a couple days from Candlekeep to Baldur's Gate. Is there anything in particular that you take with you or leave behind?
Nope, I have my explorer's pack. I have my traveler's clothes. I have my good pipe. And my walking stick.
I have no possessions, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all my possessions because I definitely want my warhammer and my shield and my armor and all my good stuff.
Okay. So you spend a bit of time gathering your stuff, putting on your gear, packing your packs, getting rations, etc. And Mnemosyne, of course, you actually live here and have lived here for almost all of your life. Is there anything in particular that you take with you, as you are somewhat hesitant to leave the library? Is there anything in particular, like a memento, that you take with you?
A well-worn, falling apart, like paperback, like super bad Harlequin romance novel that is technically the library's, but I've kept it in my room for so long. Nobody knows I have it, and I'm just going to take that one with me.
Okay.
And that's really it. I don't think she has anything else. So everything else is like uniform, right? It's like whatever the library gave to her. So I don't think she has anything else. Just like, apparently I have vestments. Don't know what that is. Oh, that's because I took the acolyte background or something.
Yeah, it'd be like part of your
fancy clothes.
Yeah, like a uniform.
That's it. She's got her old man cardigan with her because she always has that. She's always. That's it.
Okay, so you meet back out in the courtyard, and you tell me what you do. Do you stay there, or do you make your way down the mountain on your way?
Perfect timing.
You start to make your way down the mountain on the road to Baldur's Gate. So it's several days of travel. As you're going there to Baldur's Gate, you see that the road is getting busier and busier. You see that there are a number of people with pack mules and horses that have quite a few possessions with them as they're traveling into the city as well. It has been a few days of travel, and you come to the rather impressive city of Baldur's Gate. Giant walls, gates, etc. that greet you there. But you are part of almost like a caravan of people that are now entering the city.
Why are so many people trying to enter the city?
Just general traffic?
It could be, I guess, if it's that busy, that much of a trading hub.
There's a ye old Oilers game.
Yeah.
So we're like crowded together, like trying to get through the gate.
Well, no, it's just that as you got closer to the city, the amount of traffic was definitely increasing.
Okay.
Foot traffic, etc., was increasing.
Are there any horses or donkeys or mules?
There are some that are being, pulled by people or ridden by people as they go in. Yes.
Mnemosyne is fascinated and terrified. She's never seen one in real life before. They're a lot bigger than she thought they'd be.
Yeah, in a book, a horse would be about this big.
Yeah.
and flat. And these ones are not. They're quite big and three-dimensional.
And stinky.
You make your way through the city. The city is definitely bustling with activity. And you come to an area that looks like it'd be a market.
Oh, right. Well, do we want to look around for anybody selling books who's maybe an old cantankerous woman, or who has like Dune something in their name, or something Dune, or...
Mnemosyne's not paying attention. She's too busy, like... Wow.
Or do you guys want to hit the tavern or
hold her
something
hand.
first? We have been walking for quite a bit.
Mnemosyne needs a leash.
You have taken breaks kind of on your trip, that you kind of go off to the roadside and find a log to sleep on, etc., or set up camp for the night. But you are now in the market. Although the map does not show it, there's quite a few people there. Lots of noise, lots of different smells. Mnemosyne, just so many sights and sounds and smells that you are unfamiliar with as you have lived in Candlekeep all this time.
It's like stimulation overload.
A little bit, yeah. You do see guards every now and then, that are patrolling around the area. There is some sort of
Martial presence?
yes.
I was going to ask if that's normal or not for a city this size.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate is a big city.
Fen sees the guards and admires their professional setup as guards and is admiring their swords and shields, and he casts a look around the market for any place that might sell them, like if there's a smithy or if there's just an arms dealer or something like that.
You do see a few different stalls. You see one called Autumn's Breads, and Fen, you sniff the air and you get a particularly wonderful warm scent of bread coming from that stall. You do see another stall called Coppers to Crowns, which seems to sell a lot of trinkets and oddities, etc. There's a gem shop, a place for food, and there is a stall where you can hear the clanking of a blacksmith as well. There's all kinds of things going on around you, right?
Yeah, Fen goes up to the blacksmith and sees what he has for offer. He asks the smith if he has any shields.
Shields? Yes, I have shields. Yeah, it might cover more of you than you want. You being a little halfling, no offense.
I kind of see what he has, and I test one and test another, and eventually I think I find one that I like. It has a nice, beautiful design of, let's say, leaves and trees, and he asks the man how much this one is.
Yes, 'tis a fine buckler. That is a good choice. Good choice for a halfling, I'd say. That is sturdy and I think maybe 15 gold. Yes, that would be a good price. 15.
15. Fen digs in his wallet and he kind of looks disappointedly at what he finds in there, and he says, "Will you take 12?"
Roll persuasion.
10.
It was a lot of work to put into this one. The engraving with the leaves and stuff, I'm sure that is what you noticed. You wouldn't get that on a 12 gold piece shield.
He says, okay, and he he's patting his clothing here and there, pockets are being checked, and he feels something solid inside one of them, and he remembers that vial that he pulled from the adventure from before,
The mansion.
and he
yeah.
looks at it. He kind of thinks about it, and he says, "Well, how much will this get me?"
Yes, and the blacksmith picks it up and holds it up to the light. It is fine minerals in here, but to be honest, you should take that to an alchemist, and I'm no alchemist. I hit metal things with metal to make metal things.
True enough. He says, "I might come back.
Yes,
Put that on layaway for
that'd be
me."
wise. That'd be wise.
I can understand and appreciate that as a cleric of the forge. Keep up the good
So I
work.
put it away, and I eye it. Hopefully, no one will take it, and I move on.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I don't think I have any gold. I looked at my character sheet and it's like, oh, if I had any, I didn't write it down.
Well, you would have started with probably 10 to 15, 10 to 20, somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah. And I spent basically whatever I had left, I got put into a gem. So I have 10 gold gem written there. I think that's my wealth.
Oh, I see. So all of your wealth is compact into this one gem?
Yeah. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea.
Well, you see a stall here in the market that is called Gems for All.
That could be even me.
Yeah, you are part of all.
You kind of raise your fingers and like, you know what? I think I am part of all.
Yeah.
Me?
Okay, I'll go in the establishment.
Okay, yeah, it's just like a tent hanging over, etc. But you do see several fine gems on display, some in cases, etc. that are there, and a woman halfling, a female halfling, greets you.
Hello, I understand that you deal in gems and are very non-exclusive as to who you will deal with.
Gems are for all, gems for all, and we are all part of all, yes.
I like that. Well, I have this gem here that I would like to sell to you, and I believe this is worth 10 gold pieces.
She takes out a monocle and magnifying glass or whatever they have. It's got a special name. I can't remember what jewelers. But looking at it, holding it up to the light. Oh yes, it's a fine gem, nice cut, and yes, that is a particularly unique swirl in there, and
Yes, I did that myself.
that is impressive. Now you say that you believe it's worth 10, and we are market. The most I would be able to give you is maybe 7.
I might come back after some consideration, but then again, I might not.
We do have gems for all, and if you do decide to come back, we would like to see it. Yes.
I appreciate that you have gems for all, but apparently you don't have deals for all.
Well, we do need to feed our families and etc., as I'm sure you would understand.
Of course. I was thinking of saving this and crafting it into a nice suit of armor or something anyway. So maybe I'll just hold on to it until I've saved up enough gold for a nice suit of full plate. And then I'll work the gem into it.
Yes, would be a mighty fine way to honor this jewel.
Thank you for letting me know how much this gem was worth. I just wanted to confirm that my understanding was correct.
Just remember, one's value is not summed up by how much someone else might pay for it. Perhaps there is more to it.
That's very true. You have a great day now.
Yes, you too. Gems roll!
Fen made his way to an alchemist.
Okay. Yeah, there's a place called Wizards of the Wide, and beside it there is, you can see kind of an alchemist table, some brewing of various potions going on, etc. And they, yes, good day, Master Halfling. This is a, let's see. I'm gonna make this, I'll make it an elf. No, a gnome. A gnome. Good day, Master Halfling. What can we help you with?
Yes, I have something I have no idea it's worth, and I was wondering if you could appraise it for me.
Oh, yes, please, hand it over.
I guardedly take it out of my breast pocket, and I say, "What is this?
Oh,
And how much can I sell it for?"
oh, it is impressive. Yes, have not seen reagents such as this in the wild for quite some time, and perhaps I must ask, where did you come across this?
Over there.
That is, I need to visit that part of the wild a little more often, I guess. For you to find that.
Just over there.
Yeah. That is very interesting. Yes, do you notice how well it flows in the sun and just has a particular beauty? Many amazing things could be made from what is in this vial. I'm willing to offer you. And the gnome leans in really close and whispers, 30 gold.
Fen leans in a little bit more and says, "What?
30 gold. We do not advertise that we have such wealth, but that what you have there would be of particular use to us."
Well, if you're willing to take it off my hands,
Yes,
I'd consider it a great deal."
I would if I were you as well. And the gnome, kind of turns around and gathers from a satchel a small coin purse, and you hear the clinking and clanking of coins going into it. And as nonchalant as possible, kind of hiding under a piece of parchment, slides the coin purse to you, as if to keep it hidden from the general populace of the market.
He
Looking
slips
very
it back in his
shifty-eyed around.
breast pocket too. He's kind of reading the room, getting the vibes, and
Vibe check. Do a vibe check.
I check for vibe.
Okay, what's your vibe score?
Yeah. What's your proficiency in vibe?
Yeah.
I think I put most of my stuff into physical combat stuff, so he's only a 0. At least it's not a negative.
True.
Anyways, so yeah, he slyly or under the table thanks him for his patronage, and Fen walks away.
Okay. And yeah, as you do so, he takes that vial and quickly kind of stuffs it into a pocket in his side as well. And kind of is
Awesome. And Fen's happy. He can go buy stuff.
yeah, there you go. Mnemosyne, what have you been up to?
Have either of you been actively watching her?
I did at the beginning say someone needs to watch her, but I don't think I actually did.
No, we
Okay.
probably get distracted by everything going on in Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Then she probably would have wandered off somewhere. Is what's interesting around there? There's like flowers. Looks like, I don't know, I'm just like basing what's there off the picture, but
Yeah, there's
flowers,
right now Fen is at a tent that is right beside a place that has some scrolls, etc. And Taanyth was at the blacksmith. He's a little bit further off. Mnemosyne has just kind of been soaking up all the sights and sounds of this market. This is the most people you've ever seen, possibly, at once.
most
And
smells are smelled.
right. And so you are, taking it all in. You do see a few, that there are several layers of stalls. That there are stalls beyond stalls, etc.
She would. It's okay. This is a lot, so she's probably just wondering. But anything that is book related, shiny, or smells spicy, she would be drawn to that.
Okay. You do go into some of the further corners of the market, and you do see a bookstall, and the marquee. I'm not sure, it wouldn't have been like a scrolling marquee back in those days, with the candles that are lighting up as it goes. And you do see a banner that's rather crudely written, Amber Dune Books.
Oh, dude! Huh! Found it! I did it! I'm the number one adventurer. Carrying this team on my back.
And there is a rather sour-faced woman at the stall that has her arms crossed, and she's just...
Oh shit! Who has the books? Do I have the books? Do you have the books? Which one of us?
I thought we were each carrying one, but that's just what I was picturing in my head. I don't know if we confirmed that. I wrote down the
Yeah, I
book I
feel
was
like-
carrying on my sheet.
Yeah, we each had one. Yeah.
Okay, then I have at least one of them. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to run and find you guys. All right. I will take the book out of my little satchel that I commandeered from probably Ye Olde Lost and Found at Candlekeep. And I'm like, do you recognize this?
The sour-faced woman does not respond. But another younger person, human, comes up. Oh, yes! Yes, that was our book. Yes, we hit the book, and we kind of are looking at the woman. Why do you have it?
Well, you see, she like gestures vaguely at her like robes, her uniform. Like, I work at Candlekeep. She like points vaguely in the direction of Candlekeep. And it was brought to us, and there seems to be a problem with like things coming out of the book and then trying to eat people. Is this a problem you've experienced before? with yours.
That is very strange. Strange indeed. We have not had that problem, have we, Corvala? We have not had that problem, have we? No.
Can I insight?
Are you making something up? Sounds a little wild.
Bob sounds a little wild. I'm gonna insight check.
Okay.
I got a 5, so yeah, she's like, well, there was 3 books purchased from this place thing. And all 3 of them summoned bad creatures, and they tried to eat people in the library. Well, I was one of the people that it tried to eat. So I'm not making it up. You can see it in my face. I don't have the capability to make this up. So just wondering.
The sour-faced woman then speaks up. Child, do you wish to speak about this in private?
Not really. Stranger danger, stranger danger.
It's definitely stranger danger.
I think it's best that you go and do not come back.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm on a bit of a mission, and I don't want to let people down.
I do not have time for you people to waste my time, and neither do my employees.
Oh god, I'm botching this. She's just gonna panic, and okay, and then she's gonna try and find Taanyth. Taanyth!
Like a child that loses their parent at in a grocery store, and you're just looking at like a sea of knees almost.
Yeah. Suddenly she realizes that she's wandered off, and because she doesn't know where anybody is, she's like,
Right, yeah, and it's quite busy, and all these colors and noises, etc. Go ahead and roll, let's say, perception. See if you find Taanyth or Fen.
Oh, 18.
18, yeah, you do manage to find Fen.
Okay. Walk up to Fen. I like puff myself up a bit. Listen, while you were shopping, I found who we were looking for, so who's the real hero here now? It's me. So, will you please come with me to talk to her, because she's very scary.
Fen kind of realizes that you were all out on your own, and he kind of like stiffens up in a way that he realizes he should be on his guard a bit more, and then he also hears what she said and says, "Well, oh, should we get Taanyth, or wait, what happened? What did you learn?"
We should get Taanyth, because the lady is very scary and she didn't want to talk to me unless I want to talk in private, and I thought that was maybe a bad idea since I figured out that I was by myself.
Yes, okay, hold on. I'm just finishing this transaction. And I finish buying the buckler from the guy, because that's where I would be.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I have enough money to also buy a dagger. How much is a dagger?
A dagger is 2 gold.
2 gold, so 15. 2. Okay, perfect.
So it's like a long sword.
Discount that from monies. Perfect. I tuck my dagger away in a pocket, and I put my buckler in my bag. And we do another roll to find Taanyth?
Yes,
Or
but both of you can roll.
13.
5.
Okay, Mnemosyne, you do manage. You do see Taanyth he was talking to the gems for all. He's walking away rather disappointed maybe from the gems for all, feeling like maybe it wasn't all that all inclusive. Not sure, because he wasn't able to sell his gem.
Alright. Well, I see him. He's over there. He looks like I did, walking away from the bookstall.
So I offer to make a plan. From hearing what Mnemosyne said about her interaction, it sounds like this crone of a lady isn't going to be very transparent with us. So, but we have the advantage that she doesn't know who we are. Taanyth and I have two other chances of trying to get information out of her. We could try going in separately while Mnemosyne kind of stays out of view, but within range of knowing where we are, so she doesn't get lost again.
I was not lost. I knew exactly where everything was.
And but what questions do we pose that will get us a better result?
So what happened again, Mnemosyne? You went in, you showed them the book, and you started asking questions, and then they told you to leave?
Yeah, so I asked them if they've ever had a problem with like stuff coming out of the books and like trying to eat people. And they said no. And they seemed like they were being truthful, but then the lady was like, well, we should probably talk about this in private. And I was like, oh no, that sounds like stranger danger. So I was like, no thanks, lady. And then she was like, okay, well, you gotta leave then. And I was like, yeah, probably. That sounds about right. And then I came to
I
you.
have an idea. I have an idea. How
I
about
love
we be
your ideas,
sneaky with
Phil.
her? I pretend to go. I do something similar. And if she asks me to go in by myself, I'll go. But if she does anything tricky, you guys will be nearby, and I'll give the warning call of screaming at the top of my lungs.
No one would pick up on that.
Unless you want a sneaky call of, what's the safe word? Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Does anyone have a better plan? I don't know. Mine's
My
more,
plan
I have no
is
idea what she's doing.
No, that's as good a plan as any. I was just going to go in, ask them if they would like to buy a book because I have a really interesting one, and then they'd say, "Oh, sure, show us the book," and then I'd slam it down and go, "How about this? Look familiar?"
Book drop.
I like the intimidation tactic.
Yeah, exactly.
Worked
Yeah.
really well on the tiefling guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you should sacred flamer.
I think I'm like an accidental bard. Like my charisma is so bad that every time I try to intimidate somebody, it actually inspires courage.
I do have a bit of deception. I don't want to metagame too much, but I'm a bit deceptive. Let's.
Persuasive.
Your sneaky approach could probably yield better results.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so you guys kind of maybe hang out at the back of the tent because apparently I'm going into her tent. She had a tent?
Yeah, so there are several stalls kind of in the way, and this is one of the stalls kind of deeper in the corners of the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will go in and I'll talk to them. And you guys just wait and see what happens. So I go up and I have my book out and I, I go up and I ask the lady if she has any professional input on this book because I have questions about it.
And as you approach, while she is speaking to you, well, I'll tell you what she says first. She, same kind of look, she looks, gives a bit of a huff. Another one. Same story. If you need to speak about this in private, come. You notice that as you're talking with her, that one of the employees at the stall is leaving with a bit of a pack, while another one is coming and kind of settling in. So you notice that there's some sort of shift change happening. And the second employee comes up. Miss Corvella, do you need me to speak to the customer? I can help. Yes, we have many good books. Ooh, that's a good one. You have a good one there. But we won't be buying it. We sold it. And she kind of nudges this employee with her elbow. Enough. So organize the ones in the back. They need to be ready for sale. And the first employee that you came across is now walking away from the stall, kind of winding its way through the stalls into the corner.
Okay. Fen kind of remarks that, puts it back in his head, but he tries to ignore it as anything special. And follows her into the tent.
We're not coming to the tent. We need to speak to my office if we need to talk in private.
Oh, okay, wherever that is. Show me the way.
No, okay. And so she kind of leaves the stall and gives some quick orders to the employee, and you start to walk out of the market. You realize that there's not many more tents anymore, and you're in a bit of an area of the town that is a little bit quite decrepit. The buildings are falling apart. There are rats everywhere, that kind of thing. And you come to an older building which looks fairly run down. Just a moment. And she opens the door and yells something inside that you can't quite hear. And yes, come in. And I think
on the walk over, I made sure to see if my friends were following, and I'm sure I could make eye contact.
I mean, yeah. Were you trying to be stealthy about it?
I'm not very good at being stealthy, but I'll try.
Yeah, so go ahead, the two of you roll stealth.
12.
Okay, just a sec. So do I get disadvantage on that?
If you're wearing your armor and it's like I think a plate armor, scale armor chain, I believe.
Yeah,
those
scale
give
mail. Yeah.
disadvantage.
Okay, so I'll roll twice and take the worst one. Oh, I rolled a 14 and a 12, so it's mostly the same.
Yeah.
So I take the 12 and probably add 0 to it.
Yeah, dexterity.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so 12. That wasn't too bad.
Okay.
We both got 12.
Neither of you seem that see any indication that you've been noticed. And she turns to Fennel and, come speak in my office.
I make one quick glance over my shoulder, making sure they're behind me as I enter the building.
Okay, and Fen goes into the building. And I think that would be a good spot for us to stop for the night. Fen has now entered this building. Taanyth and Mnemosyne are trying to sneak their way behind and keep close tabs on what's happening. But Fen is now in the building. Whereas
Nice.
Mnemosyne and Taanyth are not. So that is where we'll pick up next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us and for watching. And
tension.
yes, yeah, we need some sort of creepy music to go along with that part, or not. It could be a super happy thing, right?
Party inside.
Yeah, there could be lots of fun, nice people there waiting for Fen. You never
surprise
know.
birthday.
At Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so thanks everybody. Have a good night, and we hope to see you next time.